Hello everyone. Now let us begin with the concept of basic operations on complex numbers. Now the basic operations, as we all know, includes addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. All these four operations will be done on complex numbers. Now let us consider two different complex numbers. The first complex number as 3 plus 2 iota, and the second complex number as z2 equals to minus 1 plus iota. Now, according to basic theory, the real part of first complex number is 3, whereas the imaginary part of first complex number is 2. Similarly, the real part of complex number z2 is minus 1, whereas the imaginary part of complex number z2 is 1. Because if there is no number beside iota, you will not consider it as 0, you will consider it as 1. Now if suppose complex number z3 is written as 5 and z4 is written as iota 2 iota, suppose, so what does this mean? In case of z3, the real part of this complex number z3 is 5, whereas imaginary part of the complex number z3 is 0. There is no iota available in z3. Now in case of z4, the real part of z4 will be considered as 0 and the imaginary part of z4 will be considered as 2. I hope I am clear with the concept of imaginary and real part of a complex number, how to recognize whether the imaginary part is 0 or not, especially. So now we are going to operate addition operation between these two complex numbers. So if I ask you to find the value of z1 plus z2, what you should do is you will write both the complex numbers in this manner: minus 1 plus iota. Now when you add these two complex numbers, real part will be added to real part and imaginary part will be added to imaginary part. It is very simple. Imaginary part will be added to imaginary part. Now here, as you can see, the coefficient of iota in the second complex number will be 1. Now if you add these two, you get as 2, and here you get as 3 iota. So the result of z1 plus z2 is 2 plus 3 iota. Now you can see, if the complex number is added to a complex number, the result is also a complex number. Similarly, we can go through subtraction process. Now suppose if I ask you to find the value of z1 minus z2, now this will be equal to 3 plus 2 iota and then minus 1 plus 1 iota. Now we will subtract. So on subtracting, the sign will change. After this, 3 plus 1, the value becomes 4. 2 minus 1, the value becomes 1 iota. So this is actually 4 plus iota. So when a complex number is subtracted with a complex number, we get a complex number. Now similarly, we can go through the process of multiplication. Now suppose if I ask you to find the value of z1 into z2, so the value of z1 into z2 can be calculated as shown. See, you write the first complex number in a bracket and the second complex number in another bracket, like this. After this, you do simple expansion. 3 into minus 1 minus 3, 3 into plus iota plus 3 iota plus 2 iota into minus 1 will give you minus 2 iota plus 2 iota into plus iota plus 2 iota square. Now minus 3 plus 3 iota minus 2 iota plus 3 iota minus 2 iota becomes 1 iota, that is iota. Now plus 2 iota square means minus 1, already discussed in the previous lecture. So now minus 3 minus 2 plus iota, minus 3 and minus 2 after getting added up gives you minus 5 and then plus iota copied down. So as you can see, when a complex number is multiplied to a complex number, the result is also a complex number. This is how we multiply. Now let us go through the division process, the final one for this lecture. Now to divide, when you divide two complex number, what you have to do is you have to rationalize first. Now let us write down the first complex number in numerator part, 3 plus 2 iota divided by minus 1 plus 1 iota. Now you have to rationalize this. When you rationalize this, you have to rationalize denominator actually. So the sign must be changed, the middle part. Minus 1 minus iota, minus 1 minus iota. Now the numerator part will be minus 3 iota minus 2 iota minus 2 iota square, the whole thing divided by a plus b into a minus b, it will be a square minus 1 iota square, a square minus b square. Now in numerator part, minus 3 plus 2, this iota square is minus 1, so minus 1 into minus 2 gives you plus 2, minus 1 into minus 2 gives you plus 2, so minus 3 plus 2, and minus 3 iota minus 2 iota gives you minus 5 iota, the whole thing divided by 1 minus iota square. Now in the numerator part you get minus 1 minus 5 iota minus 1 minus 5 iota divided by 1 minus of minus 1. So minus 1 minus 5 iota divided by 2, that is equal to minus sign taken as common in the numerator part, 1 plus 5 iota by 2. Now you always have to write in the standard form, that is a plus b iota format. So this can be written as 1 by 2 plus 5 by 2 iota. Now this format, keep in mind, always you have to write in the format of a plus b iota. Answer must always be in the format. This is known as actually standard form of complex number. So always you will keep your answer in standard form. Keep in mind. So this is how we add two complex numbers, subtract two complex number, divide and multiply. In this case, division also, as you can see, when a complex number is divided by a complex number, the result is also a complex number. आज के इस लेक्चर के लिए, लेक्चर नंबर 2 के लिए इतना ही काफ़ी है. अब अगले लेक्चर में, in the next lecture, we will be discussing about conjugate of a complex number and its properties. See you in the next lecture. Till then, bye bye.